Welcome, welcome, ladies. Welcome. I'm so glad that you're here. Whenever it is that you are watching this, I want you to know that this class is so for you. It's for the single mother who has had to become strong because support is missing. And this is for the mother who's carrying the children. She's carrying the bills, all these decisions, emotions, just an entire household, often without enough real help at all. A very special type of woman. She's capable AF, but tired in a way that people just are not seeing and have not seen. This is a woman that everybody else seems to depend on, but she does not always have someone dependable for her. That's who this class is for. And what makes this class different is simple. This is about support. That's why you see on the screen, support changes everything. That is what I want you to remember the entire time that we are here on this class. This is support. This is support. This is not pressure. It's not one more thing to carry and add into your busy day. This is hopefully to relieve some pressures and remove some things. That's what support does, because support changes everything. Support changes everything. I want to say it so many times on this call. Y'all drink a glass of water every time you hear support. Take a deep breath. Take a deep, real intentional breath every time you hear support. Just something. But I'm saying all that to say that is the anchor of this conversation. And so before I go further, I want to say something clearly. I truly recognize the kind of woman that is in this room. Obviously, I want that to be known because you are such a special kind of woman, y'all. You have to be disciplined to live this way. You have to be powerful. You are so sharp. You are extremely resourceful. You have to be emotionally intelligent, things that you may not even know that you're tapping into, but you are used to making something out of almost nothing. Okay. And I know what that costs because that's me. So I have prepared for you with all of those things in mind. I don't want to waste your time tonight. I don't want to flood your system. I don't want to talk over your body and talk over your mind and lose you. I want you calm. I want you calm enough to actually hear me. I want you calm enough to actually receive this message with clarity. Because when a single mother finally feels safe enough to hear clearly, then she can make those powerful decisions and it won't take a lot of time. She can make them fast. So just keep breathing with me. You are supposed to be here. Let all those validating comments from the videos confirm that for you. So many times that's how I felt seen. This is my language. It just expanded my heart so much and warmed me up so much just to know that so many other women feel the same way. But you are supposed to be here. You are supposed to be here. And I also want to say this about me personally is I'm not above you in this. You're looking at me on this class, the slides that I put together. I'm the one talking, but I'm just like you ladies. I am not on some mountaintop talking down to you, traveling, taking flights, putting my children into all kind of, high end extracurricular activities. We are not there yet. That's the life I envision, but I am so much closer to your reality than some of you may realize. But I want to normalize that on this call as well, that I'm no different than you. But I'm talking about oils tonight. I'm talking about essential oils, and these are oils that I use every day. I make sure that I have them every month, and I've made sure that I've had them for years. These are one of the highest priorities for me and my children. So everything that I'm speaking tonight is not just a theory at all for me. This is how I support my life. This is how I support my home, my future, my family, and you can absolutely do the same. You can absolutely do the same. I'm still building too. So tonight is not about me pretending that I have it all figured out. It will never be about me pretending. I'm showing up with y'all as authentic as I possibly can be every time you hear my voice. So it's about me showing you something real that has supported me in real life as a single mother, and something that I, with my whole heart, believe can truly support you too. It's so much out there and forcing us to endure. We're good at that. We don't need more guilt either. I don't want you to feel bad for me in my situation if I really tell you how bad it is when you ask me how I'm doing. I don't need another reminder that life is supposed to be hard and I'm supposed to be patient. All these things we don't need them. We need support. That's it. We need support because when you've been under supported for years, all you pretty much learn how to do is adapt. You learn how to carry too much. You learn how to keep moving even when you're tired. You learn how to just make everything work. You learn how to push through. Even if your body, your brain, your heart, your mind is asking for help. You just learn how to keep going. And that's what people call strength, which, yes, okay, it's strength, but it's also expensive. It's extremely taxing mentally. It's expensive emotionally. It's expensive physically. It's expensive financially because when you're depleted, your clarity is also affected. Your patience is affected. Things like your consistency and your discipline are affected. Your ability to make clean, clear decisions is affected. So when I say support changes everything, I mean that so literally, y'all. Support changes how you think. It changes how you feel. It changes how you parent. Support changes just how you move. It changes what kind of life that you're even able to live and build. And a lot of us are not behind. We are just severely under supported. And so one thing I really want to name here is this. And I know a lot of women think that they may have a discipline problem, when the reality of it is it's probably depletion. And that's important to name because there is a difference. If your brain is overloaded, if your sleep is consistently interrupted and broken, if your nervous system is stretched thin, if you've been making thousands of decisions alone for years, then yes, of course, naturally, everything that you do is going to feel harder. Your mind is going to feel more crowded because it is. Your patience is shorter. It feels harder to be consistent. And some days it's just like you can't even hear yourself think, and none of these things mean that you're incapable. They actually mean that you've probably been carrying too much without enough support. And once we tell the truth, we can build from the truth. And we don't need to become somebody else to do this. You just need the proper support to become fully you. And honestly, many of us as single mothers have an advantage once we get clear. Because for a lot of us, y'all, there's nobody in our way. There is no one in our way the ways that we may think they are. We don't have to ask a husband. We don't have to get permission and make PowerPoints and presentations and practice our speech and write letters. There's nobody that we have to explain ourselves to for every single need that we discern. You don't have to convince anybody why any type of support matters. Once you get clear, you can move. Clarity is your friend, ladies. Clarity is a door. Clarity is the upgrade, and support is what helps you get clarity. They work together. We're going back to these tools, right? These resources that I've been speaking of. Where do they fit into all of this? I'm here to tell you that many single mothers are underusing simple tools that can create the real support in our daily lives. I think it's because nobody has really took the time to teach us how to build support. Our situations are very unique, and it takes someone like us to really understand. So again, not being taught how to build support into the home in a way that feels simple and sustainable is very rare to us. When your life has been nothing but chaos, even simple support matters. The littlest, tiniest thing that you can do is a deposit worth making. And sometimes the first step doesn't always have to be dramatic. It can just be a small, daily, consistent input, just a minimal effort in learning how to even support your system enough to think clearly again, and that is how I look at these oils, these supplements, these products, not hype, not a trend, not magic, none of those things, not as an answer to everything. I see them as support. I see them as powerful tools, resources that support calmer moments in my life, in my home, in my children. They support routines for us that we need, daily repetition to also help minimize stress and make things predictable. It's support for the atmosphere of my home where things like what I clean with and what I diffuse and what I wash my dishes with are building up immune systems and again creating that calm and reducing stress, helping me sleep better, helping my children sleep better. Things that support our body, that's a huge one. Support for our emotions, support for your ability to mother from a regulated place. That's huge. Why would you not want to use what's right here in front of us if it helps to actually stabilize the home? That's what we need, stabilization. Because we need support that actually lives inside of our real life, not random things here and there, not any more clutter, nothing else that's complicated. We just need support. We just need simple support. And I want to make this very clear too, because it's not just about us when we're having this conversation in this room with you special women. This is about children too. All of us here on this call most likely are mothers. That's why we're here. Our children deserve relief as well. Oh my goodness, they deserve support. Yes, they deserve support. They deserve steadier homes too. Again, they deserve a mom who is supported. When she's supported, she can lead from clarity and not just the constant survival. That's huge for them. They deserve support in their own little tiny bodies too. They carry stress. They feel the pace of the home and this lifestyle. They feel are overwhelmed. They see that and they feel when everyone is getting by, but no one is getting supported. So when you think about these tools, think about how they can help you and your children. They help me and mine, like I said, to rest better, to create calmer mornings and evenings. They help support focus, and just create a completely different internal experience in our bodies, in our minds, and in the home. And that matters to me deeply, especially as a single mom, because I don't just want to survive for my children at all. I want to build a better internal world around them, the one that passes on through generations. I want more safety. I want more steadiness. I want more support. I need their bodies and minds to experience something different than constant pressure. And that's a big part of why this matters so much to me. That's exactly why. Everything on this slide matters because it's not just support for you in isolation. Okay, this is support for the mother that's carrying it all. This is support for your children that are dependent on you. Support for that calmer and steadier home that you want to create. And this is that support that can grow into income. Complete support, total support, not just in some areas, but all. And that's what makes it so important to me. Again, like I said, as a single mom, because I don't need one more thing that's only going to help for a moment or for a season. I need support that's going to reach across the whole house. It's going to support me to think more clear. It's going to help my children feel more steady. It's supporting their bodies. I need support that just makes the whole house feel better. I need that. I need support that is paying me back, you know? And that's why this is different, because it's not just about these products on this page, ladies. This is also about personal support, home support, business support, income support, all of this living in one place, not scattered. Well, I got to go here for this. I got to go here for this support. I got to do this for this support. No, it's all in one place. And the beautiful part is you're not left alone trying to figure any of it out. You're not left alone trying to figure out how any of it works. The support is not just in the bottle and in the packages. You know, the support is in the dang structure of all of this too. And that's what's so amazing, because I want to say something about money. You know, money matters. For a single mother, I think the biggest stressor is the financial one, right? So, yes, money belongs in this conversation. Absolutely. Support includes money. Relief includes money. Stability and stabilizing includes money. You can't really make any of those things happen without finances. So, I want us all to get healthier with money, get more clear with money, less emotional about it, but more precise with it. Because the way you relate to money changes the way that you see opportunity. I'm going to say that again. The way that you relate to money changes the way you see opportunity. So when I started understanding that support could also become something that pays me back over time, it really started to rewire my brain. This is an asset, not just something that you buy, you know, but what does this support create in my life over time? That's a different conversation. That's a different type of spending. And once I understood that, nothing else made sense to me anymore. I want to talk about this chart here. It's pretty simple, and it shows the rank. It shows the average time to get there and the average monthly income, what that becomes over a year. And then the part I really want you to notice is the asset value. Okay, that means if you wanted the same kind of income from a traditional asset, this is investments, be it real estate or, you know, Airbnb, some kind of something in your portfolio that's generating cash flow. This asset value is how much money would you actually need already built somewhere to create that. So it's a very different way to think, because I think a lot of us have only been taught to, you know, think maybe week to week, bill to bill, catch up to catch up. But this chart says, what if support could also become something that pays you back over time? And that matters because the traditional way of building that kind of asset, when you get to those numbers, is anywhere between 30 to 45 years. Numbers like that are not supportive to many of us. We don't have that kind of time. You know, the support that we need is a now kind of support. So tonight, I just want you to understand this one thing, that support can also become an asset. Absolutely. And this is also where team matters, because single mothers are used to having to figure everything out alone, right? And again, that's why when we talk about the structure, that's why it matters so much. There's guidance and there's community and there's access, and all these things also matter so much. So when I say you're not doing this alone, I really mean that. When you say yes in any kind of way, you get access to support immediately. Support from me, support from my team, support from the community, support through education. You get support from a place to just ask questions and really get clear. Y'all, that matters, because the problem is not just what you buy or where you spending your money. You know, it's whether you were supported well while using it and while building with it. Support here is not just in the bottle. I will say that again. It's in the structure too. And for us, that matters. Using these oils have elevated my business, Fresh Aura. It's given me an advantage in my industry, because now I'm not only offering labor and service and time anymore in exchange for funds, but doTERRA actually adds another layer of value and another lane of income that isn't only tied to my physical output. That matters to me as a single mother, because I need support that helps me now, but also helps me to build beyond trading all of my time and my energy for money. Having a passive income conversation now. And for us, that's everything. Long-term residual income is something that should be a huge importance to a single mother if we're talking about the freedom and security that it provides. Okay. And for the women who feel the income side of this, you know, if it's piquing your interest at in any capacity, I also want to say that we do this naturally already. We are naturally sharers. We know how to share what works. People come to us and ask. We easily recommend the things we love, and we have moved the dollar and circulated the dollar for a long time with our voices and with our taste, you know, with our trust, and even with our experiences and our stories. So that's already happening. We're talking about direct sales. The difference here, the only difference is that here you actually get compensated for it. You get a thank you by way of payment. As a single mother, that matters, because if something is already helping you, if something is already helping your children, if something is helping your business, your home, and can also become something that pays you back, that is a very different kind of support. It's just learning how to share value with support behind you. So going back to this one, if you see this QR code, if there's anything that you just want to purchase on the site, if you just want to explore and see what's there, scan that QR code, and you'll get 20% off of anything that you purchase for a full year. That's anything, whatever you purchase, you create an account, you'll get 25% off. But to keep this even more simple, I've created these 4 starting points. Okay. The first one we'll talk about is this foundational wellness kit number 3. And this here is for the mother who needs just a steady place to start. When we're talking about the daily nutritional value intake for you and your children, this is your friend. This is more rhythm. This is support. This is less chaos of trying to have a bunch of different brands and finding the best one for everybody. This is it. A cleaner baseline for the woman that's carrying everything. That's why I love it. One pack lasted me and my 3 children. So we were all taking partial dosages and still saw benefit. And obviously now that things have grown, I'm no longer just minimized to one pack. But initially, when that's all I could afford, that was more than enough for us. And so the second is a family support kit. And this is for the mother who just wants support that reaches beyond her and into the whole home. You get a nice selection of so many useful oils that will, again, support those routines. This is support for your children. You can support your environment, everyone that's living in it. This kit lasted me for a very long time. The lavender oil that was in it lasted me all 3 births for my children. So my oldest is 10. I have an 8-year-old and I have a 6-year-old. Every single one of them, after they were born, took a bath with that same lavender oil added to the water. And so it's a nice, very helpful kit. It gives you a good variety of oils that you can do so much with, and it lasts such a long time. The third one is the Focus and Clarity kit. Y'all, this is for us. This is for our children. Is just carrying too much, making thousands of decisions. This is if you just need more clear thinking. You need the mental breathing room. This support for your brain, the part of you that has to lead every day. And for a child, this is a support for their brain to help them think clear, to help them slow down if they are a little bit more on the hyperactive end. It's cognitive function, emotional balance, just like the chart says. It's such a powerful kit. Then the fourth and last I want to talk about is this sleep kit. And this one is for the mother or the children that just need deep rest. If you are sleeping interrupted, you need safer nights to where that restoration can really take place, because so many of us have lived in broken sleep for years. It's more normal for us to be interrupted in our sleep than to go through a whole night uninterrupted, including not getting up to go pee, not getting up for anything, like laying down and sleeping all the way through the night. That's rare because of stress. We wake up at 3 a.m., because of stress, we're half rested, and the lack of sleep affects everything. So this one matters because rest is sacred, y'all. We need to strive to make it sacred. That's it, though. These are the 4 ways to start. Each one I try to really make simple and clear, and it's not something you have to rush to figure out tonight. You just need to know where you're starting. I think that's important. And so I'm putting the pricing on the screen, and I want to pause here and say this. I want you to take a deep breath and to stay present in your body. I will say again that you are supposed to be here, right? So please do not let these numbers communicate something untrue to you. Do not let the old fear or scarcity or just disappointments or any type of survival patterns decide what these numbers mean. Because when you've been under pressure for a long time, remember, even that support can feel scary or uncomfortable or just not for you. But I need you to catch that. This is not random spending at all. This is not being irresponsible. This is absolutely an investment, and you should absolutely support investment. Invest in your home, invest in your mental clarity, invest in your family. These are the kinds of things that I make a priority every month. Again, because I know what it gives back to me. I make sure that I do not go without. Okay. So stay calm. Do not let your past talk you out of what your body knows is support. And with every single one of these QR codes, I'm going to attach a link to the same page that makes them clickable. So if you're unable to scan because maybe you're looking on your phone, I will put the link in this post as well up on school, and you can click the link to go to the clickable versions of this to pull all of these up that way. And so this is also where Fresh Aura comes in for me. Fresh Aura is what I like to call an activation layer, meaning, the Terra already has the structure that exists, and I'm building the support around it to make it easier for women like us to actually move, to actually see result with this type of company much faster, to get to these numbers that we're seeing, what it takes to be a gold and what that income looks like per month, what it takes to be a diamond and generate that kind of income per month. Or if you just want to keep it as simple as possible and just enough to afford your products for your family and your home, that elite, still just a simple way to get to these numbers to actually move, and Fresh Aura is the language, the guidance, it's the support. It's just really simplifying all of this. So when I say I can show you how to incorporate this into your life, into your home, into your content, your circle, your network, even your business, like I said, ladies, I really mean that. And Fresh Aura is how I help make this easier to activate. We make it easier to share, easier to start creating income in a way that feels natural, but also supportive. And so for the woman who wants to know or hear more about the build side, I'm going to do another class just for that. And this is a class where I'll break down a simple path towards your first 500 a month and what that can look like for you, as well as getting the enrollment within the first 24 hours after your first order. Tonight is just about support, and the next class will be that building conversation. And I also want to ask you all to join school, y'all. This is where I'm centralizing communication, okay? All of our recordings, our notes, and updates, just everything that grows will be on this platform. Obviously, if you're watching this recording, you already joined, but you can also share this with others. You can share the school platform with others too. This is still being built, ladies. This is growing. This is super new, the school platform at least. And so that's what makes it special to me, because you all aren't arriving to something that's already, built and perfected and polished. Y'all are here early. That's why it's free, so you're helping me to troubleshoot and just really build this foundation. So please join us here. Please share it. And this is how we stay connected, and this is how we grow together. And if any of this spoke to you, the next step is simple. Just choose a kit that fits you where you are right now. You can choose a kid, you can enroll, or you can just stay with us here and join in school to stay connected. And now that you know what you can work towards, you can begin to do that. But if you want the build side, definitely join and definitely stay tuned for that business class, but just please don't just leave tonight feeling seen and encouraged for a little bit and then go right back to being unchanged. Oh my gosh, please don't do that. Please let this become a decision for you, ladies. You deserve it. A decision for your babies, a decision for the life that you know that you were supposed to be living, a life that you are fully equipped to build. I'm telling you, you are so powerful. And when you come back online, when you're able to start thinking clearly again and resting again and supporting all of your organs, I can't even say again because I don't think that we've ever even had an opportunity like that. But when you're able to, the creative life force that is inside you, oh my gosh, it just fuels your purpose and your mission and your vision. So the decision for the life you knew you were supposed to be building is so within your reach. It is so there, ladies. And I just really hope that y'all are able to take away something from this, and to stay close, because there's so much more to come. This is our time. Our relief is near. Our funds are near. There's so much more. There's so much to come. So stay close, and remember, support changes everything. Support changes everything. Support changes everything. And tonight can be the start of that. Thank y'all so much. I love every single one of you on this call so much. Thank y'all for being here, and just stay close.